Hello, welcome to today's episode of Juicing the Numbers. I'm your host, Joshua Tracy.
And I'm Corwin Heller.
And Corwin, why don't you tell us what we're talking about today?
We're talking about the NFL. That's it, just the NFL. Nothing fancy. No, actually, we're talking. Jesus, we were talking about this during the preseason about how the idea of how teams do in the preseason, how would that relate to how they do in the regular season? Like, is there any connection between the two? And if there is, what is it? So I figured we'd, put something together and try and talk about it as best we could and guesstimate whether that has anything to do with anything. So what I did for this was I put together a big old spreadsheet and I took the win-loss records for every team for every preseason and regular season going back from 2018 to 2009. So a 10-year little window there, and see how did teams improve on average every single year going from the preseason to the regular season. It's not perfect. I mean, for so many reasons. Yeah, but like this especially, like, you're not starting your starters. You're playing all of your second, third, fourth strings for the majority of these games. You're not necessarily going out with the intention of winning every game. It's more of seeing the players you have on the field. You're not using your full playbook. Coaching decisions might be more team specific than, literally trying to go for whatever leads them to the best possible outcome to win the game. It's just, there's a lot of little things. It's, a quarter the size of a sample size for preseason versus regular season. There's just so much going on. So where do you want to start with this, J-Dog?
J-Dog, that's a new one. I don't know, man. This is a nice big old spreadsheet here. So why don't you kind of guide me through what I'm looking at?
So basically, at the top, for those of you who listen, who check out our website and check out the spreadsheets that we always add, at the top we got years. Basically, each year is split up into three sections: preseason record, regular season record, and then percent change. So basically, what percentage did their regular season record increase or decrease depending on how they did in the preseason? And it's not great, but it works. There's a couple little fun points that I guess we could talk about that I tried to highlight in red. So like, just for instance, in 2017, the Cleveland Browns everybody loves the Cleveland Browns, went undefeated 4-0 in the preseason and then proceeded to lose every single game in the regular season. So they have a negative 100% change in win record, which is so incredibly hard to do. Like, I want you to understand that's impossible, and for good reason. The year before that, they didn't win a single preseason game and then went on to win a single regular season game for a 6% increase. I don't know what we could do with that information, but it's, it's there for us, because why the fuck not? And then, of course, there's the Ravens in the AFC North, who have gone on to win fucking every preseason game in 4 of the last 5 seasons, which is fucking whack. Like, as I went through this, their winning percentage was, like, in all legitimacy, in the past 10 years, their average record, their win percentage is 77.5%, which is basically going better than 12-4 if you spread that out to a full-length season. The Ravens obviously haven't been that good in the regular season because, they're the Ravens, Dirty Birds. But yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember too many spectacular Ravens seasons in recent memory.
Yeah. And I don't expect them to do great this year either. Looking over this, do you see anything pops out to you? I know it's a lot of just really small numbers that are what they
Not
are.
yet. I've been combing through it a little bit as you've been talking, and there's a whole lot here to look at. So I'm almost conflicted on where to start. So nothing popping out to me quite yet.
Fair
Why don't
enough.
you lead me into the next thing here?
There's really not a whole lot to this. Basically all that adds up, and then at the end we have the average preseason record for every team, which I'll go through, and then we have the average regular season record for every team, which unfortunately is not great for some of our teams that we root for. But yeah, I guess I'll just go through the preseason now. I guess I'll go largest or best to worst. So, with a 77.5 preseason winning record, the Baltimore Ravens take our top spot by a fucking wide ass margin of 12% over the second place team. With a 65.5% winning record, the Vikings. And then just going down the list, I'm not going to read out percentages for every team, but we have the Ravens, the Vikings, the Lions, the Seahawks, the Texans, Eagles, Packers, the San Francisco 49ers, the New England Patriots, the Broncos, Redskins, Steelers, Bengals, Giants, Rams, Bears, Saints, Titans, Browns, Panthers, Jets, Cardinals, Jaguars, Chargers, Dolphins, Cowboys, Buccaneers, Colts, Chiefs, Raiders, Bills, and Falcons. Two teams had a 500 record, the Giants and the Rams. And considering how long Jeff Fisher was coaching the Rams, that is just so unbelievably fitting that they would finish at 500.
Naturally.
Sean McVay kind of pulling them up out of that 7-9 range that they are famous for. The Falcons, far and away the worst, with a 30% winning percentage, with just chugs dong. Any teams jump out of you here? I know it's the preseason and things get weird, but anything crazy?
I'm gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you here, Corwin. I have no idea where you even are on the spreadsheet. Which column are you in?
AL through AN under results.
Oh, okay. I see. All right. Now I'm with you.
Bitch.
I guess it's tough to say because as I'm sure we're going to get farther into, the results of preseason are just so generally meaningless.
Yep.
For every reason that you said, it's like, the fact that the Lions being on the top of a list of good performance is kind of surprising, but it's also for a set of games that is just so irrelevant. I think people put a lot of stock into preseason. I think some people put stock into preseason just because the sample size for the NFL regular season is so small that people feel like you need it, right, to glean some kind of information out of what you're seeing. But I mean, like you said, teams might be going out there like, all right, we're going to have the quarterback just force the ball to this one wide receiver, regardless of coverage, just to see if this wide receiver can do anything with it. Or we'll have this running back try to handle this many carries or with this blocking scheme, even though no one's done it before, just to see if this can be something incorporated. So it's just tough to say anything's really going to come out of this.
Yeah.
Because these top 5 teams are so sporadic with where their historical performances given this, and these bottom 5 teams, maybe a little bit more telling, since these bottom 6 teams all kind of suck, with the exception of the present day Chiefs and the Colts of last year. But the Falcons have been up and down. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure I have anything.
Yeah, I kind of was hoping I'd be able to get more from this. All of these numbers are just kind of there and do really nothing. Like there's not much correlation between any of this. Like there's no real crazy jumping point out of just these basic preseason numbers. I guess I was just a little over ambitious and overthought how much I could do with this. But I mean, we'll talk more about the preseason later. Let's go through the top winning percentage for regular season, which I think you're going to be much less happy with.
Ooh, yay. I
At the
like being
top
sad.
with a 769 winning percentage, the New England Patriots.
Shock.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know why we expected anything from that. And then we have the Steelers, Packers, Saints, Seahawks, Ravens, Falcons, Broncos, Eagles, Cowboys, Colts, Chiefs, Bengals, Chargers, Vikings, Panthers, Texans, Cardinals, 49ers, Bears, Giants, Dolphins, Lions, the Jets,
Woo.
and then we have the Titans, Bills, Rams, Redskins, Raiders, Buccaneers, Jaguars. And I'll give you one wild fucking guess who closes this out.
The Cardinals.
The Cardinals?
Yeah.
No, it's the Browns. They fucking suck.
Oh, well, fucking duh.
Yeah. Yeah, again, this is even less surprising than the preseason one. Patriots, Steelers, Packers, Saints. Who knew? Yeah, I mean, I kind of forgot how bad the Redskins were, but even then, they are a decent. Not even. They're like 1.5% better than the Raiders, which is not great. The Rams, even after 2 very good seasons, are 6th last on this list. I'm sorry, yeah, 6th last. Have a winning percentage of .410. Really, just Jeff Fisher, man, really set you guys back. As much as I love the guy as a person, as a coach, he is not great.
Yeah, as a dude, he seems super amicable. Like, you could see how he held that job for so fucking long.
I see, like, I know this is looking in the past. In the the future outlook of these teams, looking in the next, it's hard to say 10 years because that's such a long time in the NFL, but maybe the next 4 years or so, I think the Seahawks are going to take a big step out of that top 5. I think the Packers are going to be right there with them, falling out. The Broncos at number 9, I believe it is, number 8, are going to drop. Eagles should be bumping up. Chiefs should definitely jump up from number 12. The Bengals at 13 are a big surprise, honestly, even though they are so average.
They're gonna drop though.
Yeah, it's. I really wish there was more. What's the word? Parity in this. Like, you'd like to see more teams. Teams that are building up and ramping up into contention now. You'd like to see, teams on the bottom of this list be in that area where they were able to build from, a bad record and be better teams. But outside of the Rams, the bottom 10, 15 teams or so, really the only teams that have a bright future are the Bears, 49ers, Jets, and Rams. Like, no one else on this list really screams Super Bowl. Well, obviously the Browns as well. Really had to go down that list to find them. It's just it's all the same old usual suspects,
Yeah, I feel like it's such an easy sport to
Spacey's
get
up
kind of
there.
like stuck in a rut with,
Yeah. It honestly, you saw it with the Browns, you saw it with the Rams. It's not impossible to come out from that, but you really just have to have the right ownership, front office, and coaches to do it. And obviously, most importantly, a quarterback.
True. It's just tough because there's so many rebuilding. I think in football, and in some ways, it seems like one of the most challenging sports to do it in, and in some instances, based on I guess just recent years, it seems like maybe it's not as hard as we thought because there's so many positions, and like yes, some are higher impact than others. Especially some positions are vastly more important than others. But with just so many roster spots needing to be filled by capable players, it seems like rebuilding can just be such a chore with 53 dudes, of which you hope at least I'll say 25 of them are capable, and maybe like 10 of them are good, and maybe 5 of those are really good. Like, it gets tough.
Yeah. I mean, who do you think the next, looking at the bottom 10 or so teams, not teams that are going to be looking to contend, but who do you think is the next team that's going to take a big jump up? So, like, I wouldn't say teams like the Rams, the Browns, the Jets, like they're all there very close to, competing and contending. Who do you think is going to be the next team we add to that list?
I'm genuinely not sure. So many of these teams have been at different points where you could see them making a turn and just haven't, or you could have seen them getting worse and they haven't. Are the Jaguars ever going to be good again? Like they
Maybe.
were 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
It depends on how big Nick Foles' dick is. It really does. Big Dick Nick.
Yeah, seriously, though. Like they made it to the AFC Championship game in just a gorgeous year, and then nothing really after that, I know it's been a short period of time since then, but still it's hard to imagine that kind of drop off. Even though it was kind of a shock they got there in the first place with what's his face as their quarterback, Bortles.
The boat.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't think I'm gonna make any predictions here because I don't know.
Just looking at these teams, so like choosing from the Jaguars, Buccaneers, Raiders, Redskins, Bills, Titans, maybe the Lions. Honestly, I gotta go with the Jags too. Like they have a very competent defense. They have a pretty good offensive line. They got some key players in key positions. It's really just, is that offense ever gonna click? They don't really have any great wide receivers. D.D. Westbrook is really all they have going on at pass catcher. Leonard Fournette is what he is. Nick Foles is a dude, maybe. I mean, we're so far into his career and we still don't really know what Nick Foles is capable of doing. Well, we know what he's capable of doing. We just don't know if he's ever going to be able to be consistently good.
Can he elevate a team? Yeah, it's going to be the question.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of faith in the Cons, their owners. Jacksonville definitely is the city, and the Duval County, I believe it is very much behind them. So hopefully they're the next ones to take a step up.
Yeah, you could argue that, or I could make a cogent argument that the Raiders could even be a team that joins the or makes a big leap, depending on what the fuck their plan is, because you got to at least admit they seem to know what they're doing. We don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they seem to be doing it,
Mm-hmm.
And in some world, if this strategy of whatever it is they're doing pays off, I'd have to assume it's going to pay dividends. Right. I don't know what they're doing, but they seem to be doing it right based on themselves. So maybe they'll end up just like being good all of a sudden with a mishmash of lunatics.
All right, so we have one more column that we could look at on this list. Actually, two more, but this is the last column. If you see it, it's percent change 2.
Yep, I got it.
Cool. So basically what this is what is the percentage increase or decrease in your regular season win percentage based off of what you did in the preseason over this 10-year span from 2009 to 2018. So the largest by an absolutely astronomical margin is the Atlanta Falcons with a 90% increase from preseason to regular season. Again, I just want to reiterate, I don't know how you can take anything from this other than don't take any stock in their preseason record because it's whatever, but still a 90% increase is massive.
Do you think? Oh, let's go through some more of these teams. Before I say anything, give me a few more of them.
So next up at 59%, so a 31% drop from where the Falcons were at the top spot, is the Colts. 57%, we have the Chiefs. Patriots are at 40%, Cowboys at 39%, on down the list, so on and so forth. You want me to read through them?
No. That's okay. I have a theory I want to float by you for you to tell me eventually that
I love theories.
All right. It appears as though in general the teams up here at the top of this are good. Generally.
Yes. The Bills are there as well, but fucking whatever. Yeah,
the Colts have been kind of up or down as well, but like generally we're looking at decent enough teams.
Like
you go down to the bottom of this list, it's generally pretty bad teams, generally speaking.
Right. Like the top 10 for this, outside of the Bills, are all playoff contenders every year. Or more often than not.
Right. Do you think it could be a matter of these are the teams that try the most weird shit during the preseason? Like these are the teams that are working things out best. Like almost like a player development thing. They're not doing well in the preseason, but they're doing great in the regular season, but that's because they're doing something unconventional that might not be working, but is giving them more information in some aspect that's leading to better regular season results.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the player development part of the theory, I agree with that 100%. I mean, these are all really good teams with a lot of consistency. I mean, look at this. So the Falcons, Colts, Chiefs, Patriots, Cowboys, Bills, Saints, Chargers, Steelers. That's our top 10. Matt Ryan, Andrew Luck, and Peyton Manning. Pat Mahomes, Alex Smith, whoever you want to say was the quarterbacks for the Chiefs. Tom Brady for the Patriots. Tony Romo and Dak. The Bills we're going to gloss over. Drew Brees for the Saints, Phillip Rivers for the Chargers, Ben Roethlisberger for the Steelers. Those are all extremely consistent and steady hands at quarterback for all of these teams over the past 10 years. There was some change in there, and you'll have other guys like Colin Kaepernick or the fuck the Colts had a quarterback between Luck and Manning. But they don't need to be out there testing their, rookie quarterback, trying out new things. Teams with steady quarterbacks have steady offenses, and you can, risk throwing your backups out there for most of these games, not necessarily going out there, putting the best team out there trying to win. It makes a lot of sense why they would just say fuck it to, preseason record and testing out the backups, and then once it gets into the regular season, you have these steady hands there for you.
Do you have any big time takeaways from this?
Other than the little epiphany that we just had there, not really. I mean, if you want to look at consistent teams, the Broncos and the Jets are both within 3% difference between their regular season and preseason records. So if you want to try and find a team that you can look at their preseason and see how it's going to match up, those might be your guys. The Bears, Packers, and Bengals are also kind of in there within that 5% range if you want to look at it. It's really up to you. I guess we could go over the bottom of this list too. So teams that really overperform and then drop off in the regular season. Bottom of the list, we got the Browns, obviously. Then we have the Lions, the Redskins, the Ravens, the Jaguars, and the 49ers. So those are the bottom 6, I guess. And yeah, I mean, some of these teams have a lot of turnover. The Ravens are there. They're going to have a big decrease just because they're so weirdly good at the preseason. I mean, the Browns have never had a consistent offense or consistent anything. Same with the Redskins. The Jaguars they're just a weird team in general. 49ers have been going through a lot of turnover in recent years. And then the Lions, I mean, Matthew Stafford is their steady hand at quarterback, but everything else around him is a shit show. So it is kind of you could really go off of reputation here with almost all of these teams, where it's like, all right, if they're a steady team, chances are they're gonna, do a lot better in the regular season than preseason. If you guys are, the dumbass kids of the school that we call the NFL, then you're probably going to start sucking once September rolls around.
Gets to sucking.
Yeah. Anything else you see that jumps out to you that you might want to add on to this?
Nothing much, really, man. Nothing much. What do you personally look for when you watch a preseason game?
What was that? You cut out.
What do you personally look for when you watch a preseason NFL game?
I am there to watch rookie players, and that's pretty much it. Maybe quarterbacks if there's a quarterback battle going on, but I usually just watch the rookies because you can, predict all you want about what these guys are going to be able to do in the NFL, but until you see them on an NFL field surrounded by NFL talent that doesn't say Alabama on it, then you don't know what they're going to be able to do. So it's just nice being able to watch them, see what they can really do. A lot of these guys, especially guys who are from small schools or, Pac-12, where you're not staying up till 1 a.m. to watch their games. You don't really see a lot of them unless you watch a lot of their film, and it's just cool to see a lot of these players. What do you watch for?
It depends on if I know anything about the guys. I honestly, because I'm such or so lesser in my NFL knowledge than you, I tend to try to first off just see if I can understand the play on an advanced level beyond just what it is. But then I'll look for we have a notable rookie, a first round guy, someone I'm particularly rooting for. I'll look for that. Sam Darnold was an obvious one. We went to the Jets game together earlier this year. Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of reveling in it, nothing crazy.
Right. Fair enough. So there's one more thing that we could actually do here. So last week we did the predicted records for all of these teams, and then what I did was I put all those winning percentages into this little spreadsheet, and then tried to predict what their regular season win percentage was going to be.
Okay.
And man, it didn't work at all. Just totally honest, it's real bad, especially teams that didn't win at all. Fuck being able to do that at all.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised with that. If that's one of the things that's so fucking tough with these NFL stats things is how there's so little info, and the info you did have doesn't seem to. It's such a small sample size, you can't get much out of it, so you try to squeeze it from other places, but then it doesn't correlate, and it just becomes such a weird mess. Is really all it is. It's a weird mess.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at these numbers, there is just nothing to look at right now. The Bills, who went undefeated this regular season, based off of these numbers, are predicted. Yeah, sorry. These preseason numbers is predicted to win 114% of their games, along with the Giants as well. Oh, actually, also the Ravens, who went undefeated again this season. That's fucking weird, dude. They've gone undefeated, 5 of the last 6 years now? Adding on to what I said earlier.
Clearly, this is an NFL conspiracy, and no one's trying.
Yeah. So there's really no good way to do this because of it. It's so fucking random. The numbers for the correlation between these two, it's just so low that everything evens out in the NFL. It's a net zero game, zero sum game. So it's hard to be able to look at this and really predict what these teams can do. If I thought about doing it, I probably could have done it off of the team's individual win percentage. But man, maybe I'll be able to do that right now. So if you want to talk for like 2 minutes, I will 100% be able to do that and plug this stuff together.
Well, if you're interested, Corwin, I have another small topic here I thought would be fun to pivot off of, but it would involve us moving away from this topic entirely.
Actually, I was able to do that much easier than I thought it was, so I could finish this up and we can do that in
yeah, man, go right ahead.
Just a sec. All right, so based off of this, the Bills are now not predicted to win 114% of their games. They're predicted to win 131% of their games.
Excellent.
So yeah, go Bills, man. Josh Allen is going to win 2 MVPs this year at this rate. Patriots are the only other team predicted to win over 100% of their games with 105. Steelers, they're going to win 93. Giants, 92.6. The rest of these standings are going to end up looking like the Raiders, Dolphins, Ravens, Cowboys, the Seahawks, Buccaneers, the Saints, Vikings, 49ers, and the Panthers in the top 14, followed by the Packers and Jets to round out the top half. So if you are a betting man or woman, put your money on the Bills this year. Just take out a mortgage on your house, put it all on them.
Yeah, and it will work out perfectly for you.
Oh, exactly. We predicted them to go 6-10, and they're going to win roughly
900 games.
Well, not 900, just 19.
Yeah.
All right. So let's dump this topic and move on to what you got.
So I wanted to throw just a little bit of baseball stuff at you. Nothing too crazy. This is going to be pretty short, but I thought you might get a kick out of it.
I love kicks.
As we all do. Right in the ass, kicks you wear on your feet, all kinds of kicks. So I thought I would look at our favorite pitch, Corwin, which is
the curveball.
The slider.
No, my favorite pitch is the curveball.
You jerk off every time we talk about sliders. Your favorite pitch is the slider. I've decided.
Okay. Sorry, Dad.
So just a general curiosity. Nothing fancy. Who throws the worst slider?
Ooh, the worst slider in baseball. Okay.
Yes. And who hits the most sliders?
Oh, all
so
right.
I thought we could just do this straight up by number of hits.
Do I get some hints?
Dude, I don't even know how to administer hints at this point. All right. So do you want it as... I'm going to do it 2 ways.
Okay.
Pitcher who has allowed the most hits off of sliders, just point blank, and pitcher who has allowed the most hits off of sliders as a % of their total pitches.
Okay.
All right. So there's going to be some usage differences here.
Okay.
Because one list, you will know all the names. The other list, you will know like none of the names.
Good. All right. Lay them on me.
All right. So who do you think has allowed the most hits on sliders this year
slider.
in the
MLB? Fucking
NL West team.
NL West. Oh, fuck. Fucking Kyle Freeland.
Clayton Kershaw.
No kidding.
53.
What a fucking scrub.
He's allowed 53 hits of some kind. I just put it in as a base hit, so single, double, triple, or home run, any kind. He's allowed 53 hits off of sliders this year.
Wow. Is he bad now?
No. His slider's probably not great. But then again, he's more of a curveball pitcher, so I guess I wouldn't be too surprised. No, honestly, his slider is probably amazing. This is just a use. Again, this is just because he has. This is a minimum of 100 pitches, and he has 2,261. So this is volume, honestly.
Yeah, all right, that makes sense.
Which is what all these guys are. Like these are all starting pitchers. Like number 2, most hits off of sliders is a tie between Yusei Kikuchi and Chris Archer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, each with 48 hits off of sliders.
Honestly, if I really wanted to dig deep and had to guess, if you didn't say NL West team, I would have guessed Chris Archer just because he throws all sliders and is just generally bad.
Yeah. Fourth place is Jacob deGrom. Fifth place is Jordan Zimmerman. And sixth place is Tanaka. Seventh place is Sale. Just because those are two names in the division I watch a lot.
Sure.
All right. So as a percentage of all the sliders that they've thrown, so like Clayton Kershaw's leading 53 is only 2.3% of pitches. So in terms of pitches thrown, the leader, he threw 255 sliders, and they got hit 5.5% of the time. Is Edubre Ramos.
I don't know who that person is.
I have no idea. I have no idea who Edubre Ramos is. I didn't even look it up because I was kind of curious if you knew off the rip either. Because I have no idea who Edubre. I like to think I collect random names in baseball. I have no idea who Edubre Ramos is. He plays for the Phillies.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was looking up. I butchered his name so bad into Google, it did not know what I was trying to say.
Yeah, so 5.5% of Edubre Ramos's sliders have been hit. People are slugging 2,071 off of his sliders. That's really bad.
Non-baseball stat fans, that's really, really bad. Like impossibly bad.
Yeah. Second place is Pat Neshek. I'm not sure. Name sounds more familiar. Any guesses on the team?
Phillies.
Is he really?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, he's still on the Phillies.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, then after that, it's Nick Birdie, and then RJ Alanis, and then Alex Wilson, and the first name I actually know is Jaime Barria, all the way at number 17 on this list.
Cut out. Do you say Jaime Barria?
Yeah. 3.2% of his sliders have been taken for hits. He's thrown 1,124 of them. So it just goes to show you how much more relievers, random or non, relievers just aren't the same, man.
Yeah. Baseball sucks. I'm not just saying that as a Pirates fan who has to watch an awful team every week.
Just out of curiosity, what do you think Edubre Ramos's ERA is right now?
5.14.
You looked it up because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what it was because I just was about to say it if you didn't. So it is 5.14.
The pitcher with the lowest percent with at least 100 pitches is Chris Bassett.
Oh,
Zach Davies.
It's familiar.
Yeah, there's actually a whole bunch down here.
He plays. Yeah, Zach Davies.
Steven
I know.
Strasburg,
yeah.
Wade Miley, Zach Britton. They're all at 0 or 0.1%. It's a huge, big list. All right, what player do you think has the most hits off of sliders this year?
Fucking
AL West team.
Mike Trout.
Nope. Mike Trout not in the top 10 of this list.
Okay.
Tim Anderson.
Tim Anderson. What?
That's 38 hits off of sliders this year.
If you asked me this in like May, I'd have been like, yeah, sure, Tim Anderson, why not? But like now,
yeah, why not? Timmy A. Yeah, second is DJ LeMahieu, tied with Hunter Dozier. Fourth is Ronald Acuna, tied with Elvis Andrus. Then you got Javi Baez, Yuli Gurriel, Trey Mancini, Mookie Betts, Nolan Arenado, Kevin Pillar, Nick Castellanos, Gleyber Torres. Yeah. Now you got me genuinely curious. I want to see where Mike Trout is 34th on this list with 25 hits this year off of sliders. It's not a lot.
No, that's apparently Mike Trout isn't the best player in baseball anymore. It's Jaime Barria.
Yeah. Luke Voit has more hits off of sliders this year than Mike Trout, and Luke Voit has like 2 different IL stints this year, I think. Each of some length. Then we talked about this the other day. So maybe the thing people need to start doing to Mike is just throw more fucking sliders,
Or just walk him every time because he's Mike Trout. Give him the Barry Bonds treatment.
No, I think there's got to be a way. There has to be a way.
Are you sure about that?
Strike out Mike Trout more.
Like, can you honestly say that you know that there's a way? Not that you know the specific way, but that there is in fact a way to handle that, to handle Mike Trout any better?
I think there has to be.
I don't know. Mike Trout is in fact the fish man.
Like, I get, Barry Bonds, like you said, was kind of the same way, but there has to be. Like, I refuse to believe that any player, this goes for any player ever in the history of baseball, there wasn't some secret unlocked way to get him consistently out. There is one, but like we just never quite, like maybe there's just that right sequence of pitches that's just gonna fuck him up, and no one knows what that sequence is, and no one has the arsenal to do it. Maybe it's like you got to start him off with the 2-seamer inside, and then you got to go to the 4-seamer high, and then you got to go to the slider away, and that's the secret to the 3-pitch strikeout of Mike Trout. It has to exist. It has to exist.
I refuse to acknowledge that. No, Mike Trout is perfect. I would trade the entire Pittsburgh Pirates roster for Mike Trout and just say, let's start over.
No, I don't think that's the right way of doing it, because we've seen from the Angels that one player does not make your team any better.
Yes, but Mike Trout will make the Pirates better, even if it's only Mike Trout.
All right, if you take Mike Trout off the Angels, what team do you think is better? The Pirates or the Angels?
Ooh. The Pirates. I don't know any other redeeming qualities of the Angels other than Shohei Ohtani. I
think it would be a lot closer, but I'd probably give it to the Angels.
Fair enough.
But I'll say it's by a pretty negligible margin.
Yeah.
So I have to say that adding Mike Trout to the Pirates, especially in the division y'all motherfuckers is in, is not going to help much.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough. Again, I cannot argue these facts with you.
And you will not. I'm curious now. I'm going to look up how many times Mike Trout struck out on 3 pitches. How many do you think it's going to be?
Can you look that up?
I just tried to.
Fair enough. 6.
I have it, I think. Double that.
12?
Yeah.
12 times in his career or this year?
No, this year.
Okay, I was going to say.
Yeah.
That's actually that's not bad at all. Is there a way to rank them?
I don't know what that means. Rank them by what?
Like who has the fewest strikeouts on 3 pitches?
Oh, that I don't think I could do, at least right now. Just for reference, 9 of these strikeouts were swinging, and 3 of them were looking. The 3 looking are a fascinating 3. It's Clay Buchholz, CC Sabathia, and Yusei Kikuchi.
Sure.
In fact, no pitcher, it looks like, has struck out Mike Trout on 3 pitches twice. Everyone on this list, I think, only appears on this list 1 time. One of them is Chris Archer. On a slider.
God damn it.
Yeah, we got 2, 3, 4 4-seam fastballs, 1, 2, 3, 4 sliders, 2 changeups, a 2-seamer, and a cutter from CC.
Okay, fair enough.
This is actually some interesting stuff.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to find out what Chris Archer's p-val is.
Is
Let's
what?
see. Pitch value.
I didn't even know this was real. Explain to
Yeah,
me pitch value.
it's basically just oh god, I need to look up a definition so I don't sound retarded. Of what pitch value is. So let me get one. P-val. Oh god. Oh, I'm panicking. Basically, it's just the value of a specific pitch compared to the rest of Major League. So like a p-val of like 6.5 is going to be one of the best pitches in Major Leagues. Usually guys will have a p-val, have one or two pitches with a positive p-val, and then one or two with a negative one. Just it's not effective, and they just need a third or fourth offering just because. So I guess we could do an entire episode on p-val when we can get some more information on it and actually get some lists up. Pitcher list has his slider at a p-val of 6.1.
Is that high? Is that low?
I don't know because I don't have anything else in front of me. In 2017, it was a 19.5 over the course of the full season. 20% swing strike rate. I don't know. I can't give you too much here. Oh my god. His four-seam fastball p-val is negative 9.4.
Ooh, that definitely is bad. Negative numbers usually not good.
These are 2018 numbers. I don't have 2019 in front of me. This stuff is all just all over the place. So I guess we'll do an episode on this towards the end of the season once things wrap up. We can do one on p-vals of pitchers.
Sure thing, buddy.
Cool.
Anything else you want to go through for today?
No, not off the top of my head.
All right, then we'll call this one. We'll call this one done. We'll call this one a little short one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you want to follow the show on Twitter, you can do so at JuicingPod. If you want to hit us up via Gmail, you can do so at juicingthenumbers@gmail.com. And if you want to find show notes for this episode and previous episodes, you can do so at juicingthenumbers.com. Or to find the historical ones, you can do so at juicingthenumbers.wixsite.com/website. And until Monday, y'all have a good one.
Bye.